Hello and welcome to another one of my low budget meal videos. This is another ramen hack video, only in this case it's actually I'm trying to eat a bit healthier even on a low budget, and I recently noticed that the flavor packet in a the flavor packet in a pack of ramen noodles, even the brick kind, the flavor packet has like 66% of your daily sodium each one. So if you're like me and you actually eat, because I'll forget to eat during the day, so I'll eat like 2 packs of ramen noodles and with some canned vegetables in it for supper or something, because I'll be hungry having not eaten all day. Well, that means that just 2 packs of those ramen noodles has well over 100% of your daily sodium. And then on top of that, each can of vegetables, the ones I've got here are low sodium, but if you actually pay attention to the backs of these vegetables, well, you can't really see that, but like this is a can of carrots, and this is low sodium carrots. Each can is supposed to have 3.5 servings, and then each one of those is 5% of your daily allotment. It's 110 milligrams each serving. So that means you're dealing with what? So that's 15. It's like 17.5% of your daily allotment in the can of vegetables too. So if you add just one can of vegetables to the ramen noodles, I usually use green beans. That's adding even more salt. And then I also tend to use hot sauce in the beef ones, so that adds even more salt. So what I'm going to show you here, and I know I've been kind of going on about all this for a while, is how to make your own beef flavoring, basically. So what I've got here is a package of hamburger. I've got a pot with some water in it. I've got 3 cans of veggies, and I've got some onion, which is what you've been looking at mostly in this video. So what we're going to do here is I'm going to put this hamburger which I took out of the freezer and thawed. I'm going to put that in the pot here, and then what you do is you reach in and with your hand here and turn on the light. There we go. And you just, this is good for soup anyway. This is how I always do like a beef soup, which is what I'm going to do with this later. I'm not just using it to make broth. That would be very wasteful. But this is a good way to break up hamburger and water to make soup. But the reason I'm only using a little bit there we go of water is because the only reason I'm only using a bit of water here for this is because I do want to make a pretty good concentrated broth. Ooh. Just end up with a kind of a hamburger greasy hand a little bit. Okay. So I'm starting with just a bit of water here, and then I'm going to add in my vegetables. And of course, if you want to get rid of a lot of the sodium in canned vegetables, you can rinse off the vegetables and get rid of the water. But then the thing is that any of the nutrients you would probably be getting from the vegetables, like the carrots, of course, is going to give you vitamin A. A lot of that ends up in the water when they're cooked, because they're cooked in the can. So if you get rid of that water, you're also losing most of the nutrition. You still get the fiber off of it, but there's some corn. Some potatoes. Alrighty. And I think I had a can of green beans. That can wait. You can put whatever you want into it. Okay, and then let me set this down for a second and then get me onion in there. Well, maybe I can do this. Keep an eye on it here. The eye on it. Okay, there we go. So yeah, basically you're getting several meals out of this. This is a nice trick, because I'm making vegetable soup here, or vegetable hamburger soup here, And then all you do is you heat this up for a good while, let it kind of cook down to where you get a nice broth. And then to make your flavor things for ramen noodles, you use a ice cube tray, and you just spoon some of the broth. You know, you try not to get a whole lot of the chunks and stuff. You can put those in there too if you want, but you just take that and you put it in your ice cube tray and you freeze it, and then you put that in a bag. Okay? And this makes 15 ice cubes, and if you only use like 2 at a time, I mean, each one is going to have plenty of beef and vegetable flavoring in it, probably even more than those damn flavor packets will have. You just take a couple of those, put them in your water with your ramen, and you've got some real beef flavoring without all that damn salt. Because I'm not putting any salt in this at all. Between those canned vegetables, the carrots, I believe it was, yeah, for the whole can, it's, again, like 17% on the corn, 17.5% on the carrots. The potatoes actually are a bit higher. No, well, it's 2.5 servings per can. It's 6% sodium per serving, so that's 24, 12, 15, yeah, still about 15, 16% there. So between those 3 cans of vegetables, there's already plenty of salt going into this. Just not the huge amount that you're going to get off of those flavor packets. And you can do the same thing for any flavor of ramen noodles you like. It might be more expensive if you like this, like the shrimp ones, but you know, you can do this with pork, you can do it with chicken, you can do it with beef, and not too expensive, because usually the cuts of meat, like the hamburger, is expensive, but you know, you can get a lot of mileage out of a big package of hamburger if you use it right. You divvy it up into baggies, put it in the freezer until you're ready to use it, and then you just use it in something, and don't try and use a whole package in one thing. I can use, out of a 3-pound package of hamburger, I can usually get 5 or 6 meals, depending on what I'm using it for. Okay? So again, the basic procedure here is you make up your pot of vegetable soup, and you let that cook to where you've got a nice stock or broth, whatever you want to call it. And then you spoon some of that into your ice cube trays, freeze it, put it in a baggie until you're ready to make your ramen. Then you just get your water hot for your ramen, drop a couple of cubes in, let them melt. You've got your flavored broth, put your noodles in, and then any other vegetables you want to put in it, and your hot sauce if you're like me and you like that, or your pepper or whatever, and you got your ramen. And it's way the hell better for you and tastes a lot better in the end. Okay, so thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.